Andy Berke reminds me of a saying my father used to have. Congressman Cooper, you may have heard of something like this. My father said that Judge Gilreath at Cumberland University Law School, Mayor Horton, Judge Gilreath used to say, if I had a child and I could send that child to hell or to Harvard, I'd send them to hell because I figured they were going there anyway. Well, Andy Berke, we'll give rebuttal time later for all the Harvard graduates here. There are several here tonight. We're proud of every one of them. Andy Berke went to Stanford, which is the Harvard of the West, or maybe Harvard is the Stanford of the East, but he's one smart fella. And those of us who had the privilege working with him in the state Senate saw it time and time again. All of us who were Democrats, Senator Finney and I and others, we listened very carefully when Senator Berke stood up to speak. But more amazingly, even the Republicans listened very carefully when Senator Berke stood up to speak. First of all, because if he got the opportunity, he was going to stick that knife in right below their ribs and disembowel them if they were wrong. But most importantly, because he was so compellingly right, and they knew that if he spoke, he'd done his research, he'd done his homework, he was smart as a whip, and he was about to talk something that made a whole lot of sense. And that made a whole lot of folks on the other side of the aisle very uncomfortable before they cast the wrong vote. And occasionally, amazingly enough, they would cast the right vote, persuaded because Senator Berke was just that persuasive. Just about every organization during the time he was in the legislature named him their legislator of the year, whether it was the TEA or the parent teachers or even Lipscomb University Sustainability Program or the County Officials Association. Andy Berke was a senator, and his not being in the Senate was a great loss to all of us. His being elected mayor in March of this year was a great victory for the people of Chattanooga. But to all of the Hamilton Countyans here tonight, let me just tell you, there's a whole lot of us in this room that we are looking forward to the day where we get a chance to vote for him again in the rest of this state, and he gets a chance to serve us. Andy Berke is outstanding. He'll be a great mayor in Chattanooga. I hope you'll make welcome Mayor Andy Berke.
Thank you. My name is Andy Berke, and I am a Democrat. That's what I said in my first campaign commercial. It's what I've said since day one. And it's what I'm going to keep on saying because it's who I am. It's who we are, and it's right. We are right. Roy, now I want to make sure I tell you this. Thank you so much for getting me into the Musicians Hall of Fame. Unlike maybe Senator Kaine with his harmonica and Congressman Cooper with his banjo, this is the only way I'm getting into the Musicians Hall of Fame. Now, when they have a Hall of Fame for playing Bruce Springsteen CDs too loudly in the car, I'm a first ballot selection. But we all know that music is what makes us go in Tennessee. Come to Chattanooga sometime for the Bessie Smith Strut, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. And since this is Jackson Day, we may as well tell the truth. I don't want any Democrat getting too comfortable in a museum, because there's a tendency these days to look at the Tennessee Democratic Party like the beautiful mandolins on these walls. Every year we talk of Estes Kefauver and Al Gore, Ned McWhirter and Phil Bredesen, Jane Eskin and Lois DeBerry. We get a little damp in our eyes, a little grayer on top, and a little sadder in our hearts. I hear from so many who want only to talk about our past, as if that is all there is. Well, I'm here tonight to tell you, stop it. It's time to change our tune. The past is important, but only for what it tells us about our future. And here's what it tells me. When Tennessee Democrats tell our story with bold candidates and exciting campaigns, when we promise a delivery and deliver on our promises, you know what happens? We win. Every time. And you know why? You know why? It's because we are right. How do I know this? I know it because it's happening all around us. It's happening because of the mayors with whom I'm here tonight. They are building a new narrative in our state. A.C. Wharton has united Memphians in a way unseen for decades, using his persuasive words and thoughtful deeds to build one Memphis. Carl Dean has shown that a determined mayor can do so much, bringing energy to downtown and innovation to education as Nashville grows in national prominence. Madeline Ruggiero has transformed Knoxville, using her urban wilderness initiative to get people out of their homes and into their parks. More than 2 million people now have a Democratic mayor here in our state. Each and every one of them has been or will soon be reelected. So when I hear people talking about the fact that our mayors are building a bench here in Tennessee, I don't think of it that way. Our Democratic mayors are in the game. They are building a record, a showcase of what Democratic leadership can and will do. I know that we're doing that here in Chattanooga. The last 6 months have been a constant stream of activity, reorganizing government to fit our community priorities of safer streets, smarter students, stronger neighborhoods, and sounder government, new literacy initiatives for our children, public safety innovations, bringing new jobs to our city while linking economic development with community development, and new solutions to construct affordable rental housing in our city. And, oh yeah, one other thing happened. All of what we are doing, what our city is driving toward, brought a pretty famous visitor to my city. One of the greatest thrills of my life was welcoming the President of the United States, Barack Obama, to my hometown. Now listen, soon enough, I know that the Republican legislature will be right back here making headlines in Nashville. And I remember a little something about them. But now that I've been home for a year, I know the real differences between us and them. Republican legislators take positions. Democratic mayors solve problems. We Democrats talk about what we hear in our communities in which we live and work. Republican legislators talk about what was said yesterday on Fox News. The measure of our success is in the lives of our citizens. Are we better educated, more prosperous, healthier, better able to find our way in a diverse and complex world? How do Republicans measure success? I'm not really sure. Somebody go ask the Tea Party. We look forward. They're always looking over their right shoulder. Our policies are based on democratic values. They also happen to be Tennessee values. We believe that people, when given a chance, with everyone at the table, will move our communities forward. We believe that an excellent public education gives all our children the best opportunity to succeed. We believe a free and fair market is not only best for business, but for workers. And we don't believe that corporations are people too. We are Democrats. We are Tennessee Democrats. We are the party of Andrew Jackson and Estes Kefauver and Al Gore and Phil Bredesen. But we're also the party of the kids you left home tonight and their sitters and their teachers and their clergy, and their firefighters, and their police officers. All races, all nationality, male and female, gay and straight, all of God's wonderfully and fearfully made beloved creatures. If you want to work and live here in Tennessee, whoever you are, we're your party. And the sooner all of us here remember that and get to work for the people of Tennessee, the better for our state. Our proud line of elected officials didn't end for over 200 years, and it won't end now. We will be back, and soon, with more names to add to the Tennessee Democratic Hall of Fame. Thank you very much.